Hi, this is LeJune with LeJune Singleton LLC, Fitness, Health, Nutrition, and Wellness Podcast, Season 5. Today, I would like to welcome Dr. Sweet Wilson Williams is a professional faith-based therapist, transitional coach who offers mentorship and entrepreneurship development. Thank you for joining me, Sweets.
Glad to be here.
So can you give a background on yourself and how you got started in faith-based therapy?
Well, in high school, they ask you to take these aptitude tests, and they're preparing you for college, and you don't have no idea. Well, I didn't. Not one of those gifted people that knew from day one that I was going to be this. And so I took a test, and it revealed that I was a people person, and leaned heavily on the arts, but not in the sense of performing, like in the sociology, psychology, physiology, all like the ologies. And I was like, really? So I tried it out, and then I realized that the concepts in which they provided, based on applying it to my present environment. I grew up in an inner city community. I said, wow, there's something to this. Okay. And I got into the field, you graduate from college, you get your job, and then you start working with people. And I realized that there are a lot of good people out there, but they're stuck. And they're stuck in different ways. And we used to have this blanket approach. And so as time went on, I'm talking maybe 35 years I've been doing this now, I realized I've had to develop different things for different personality types, different ways that people learn, and to really develop your listening skills, because everyone says this. You say, how are you doing? I'm good. And we keep going. But I have to hear, was that a good or just a maybe a little good, right? But we're going to say I'm good, right? And so I developed a very good interest in it. I realized I was good at it. And so I just made it my life's work. And, coming from, and then I also realized, here we go, the dissertation is what really helped me finalize this. They said, you have to pick something to write about that no one else has written about. You have to be the expert in it. Well, everything seemed that it was taken. And then I realized what was sitting to me right in front of my face was the faith-based community. They do not access traditional counseling or, and the views that goes with that, and I get that. And sometimes the pastors are inundated with their congregation coming to them. And so, so I studied both. I studied all religions as well as the traditional counseling routine, and just infused it into the practice.
Okay. And can you explain a bit of the difference from traditional therapy compared to the faith-based? Because, of course, a lot of people may be unaware of the difference.
Well, the traditional counseling, we come with our evidence-based models, like I'm sure some people might have heard the term of cognitive behavioral therapy. It's the new thing we've been talking about. Then depending on the population and what you're servicing, we might talk about DBT, which is dialectic behavioral therapy. And that's geared towards individuals with disabilities, and definitely the autistic community. They work better with that model. Okay. And or motivational interviewing. So teaching you when you go on an interview, how to go in to modulate your voice and all this type of thing, So, and back in the day, they used to have it, you come and you lay on the couch. No, we don't do that anymore. And COVID really took all of that away. Yes. So now we're faced to service everyone from a virtual platform. How do you do that? Okay. And this is all new. It's exciting and it's new. I find the good things about it. People who maybe don't have transportation, or families or mothers or anyone that may have more than one child, and you can't bring them all. And who's going to watch them in the waiting room? Mm-hmm. You can carve out some time on your phone to have a session, And so I find that the delivery of the traditional model it's becoming a little bit more accepting. Now, when faith-based comes into the model, I usually ask people, what faith do they believe in? Because, you know, they have different denominations. And then what book do you subscribe to? Are you a Torah person? Are you a King James person on all the various versions to the Holy Bible? Are you Catholic? So you have a catechism. So, you know, Muslim, you have the Quran. You see, so I ask you what you are familiar with. Okay, and then we work with you based on that book to show you the principles about what's going on in your life, how this has happened already, and how they overcame it. Because when you're dealing with the faith-based community, their faith is what predicts the outcome. Okay, it's what they believe. All right, and it's not for me to say that's not going to work. That's not being respectful of the individual. And so I try to meet them on the platform in which they are on, and we work from there. Now we offer transformational coaching. And so not everyone wants, say, traditional counseling, you know, where I have this drama or trauma going on in my life that I need to work through. Some people are pretty much stable and they just maybe want to be taken to the next level in their career. You know, or they want to change. Like COVID again had some good properties. It allowed individuals to maybe say, you know, I hated this job and I just don't want to do this no more. But what am I going to do now? So now, whatever you might have had on the back burner, you can put it to the forefront. They had a lot of money for minority, the SBA for women going into business of some sort, you know, and so it was like an opportunity presented itself for those who were willing to make that leap. So the coaching might be something that they might want, you know, where they can have a different perspective on things and to help them in that transition, okay? Or they might just want mentoring, which will kick it up a notch. Mentoring are people who knows what they want. They're doing what they want, but they now need that extra edge to go to the next level. So that dialogue is totally different. I'm not really teaching much. I am guiding and directing, okay, and stretching you beyond capacity, because that's what you're going to need to prepare yourself for that next level. Or it might be someone who says, okay, look, I have this product, here it is, but I don't know where to go from here. I'm not prepared to sell anything out of the back of my truck. Now, you know, and I get that. Some days are over with, because unless you take credit cards, who has cash anymore? So, you know, so we help them then take the 10, if you have an idea and you've worked through everything that these programs provide, and now you come and it's about getting it to the next stage of a tangible product, or you come with a tangible product, then we take it to the next level and then we get you on the shelves. Okay, so kind of different. You know, if you just have an idea, this is not, that would not be the program for you. It's for individuals who have gone as far as they can go, and now they, you know, like maybe funding, they will be able to have a product and get it on the shelf. That's where we come in for that. And so I figured, you know, 4 ain't bad to offer 4 types of services. You know, we're a small, you know, profit company. We have about 5 staff people that have different expertise. You know, I have one clinician. Wow, she does all the stuff that I don't do. She does the what do you call it? The hypnosis, you know, and the Reiki and all of that. Yeah. Yoga, you know, all that transformational stuff. I do a little bit of the mindfulness, but she really, you know, hones in on it. So, and that's great. You know why? I don't have to know it all. If I have a client and I see I'm not really meeting what they want, I got staff that's well equipped, that has diverse interests and specialties. I have one, she's a nurse, PhD nurse. So if I come across individuals who got 12 and 14 medications, we might want to take a look at that, because it cannot be effective. Something is counteracting or canceling out something, and it's too much. The body cannot process all of that. Your from a health-wise perspective, your liver, your kidneys, they cannot process that type of medication. So then we get into nutrition, you see? And so, yeah, I try to offer all those things. I really do. I get excited. I'm so sorry. I just love what I do.
Yes, and that's what
I really do.
Yes, and that's what you're supposed to love what you do.
Yeah, I do.
So can you talk about how you started your company, Inspire Me? How did you start? How did it come about? Because most therapists, when they start, they're working for somebody else. They still working for somebody else. They're like, well, I'm fighting with insurance just to get income coming in. So what was the deciding factor for you is, okay, I want to start something. I want to, do something different in this area.
And this is something a lot of people could be able, for those that are parents, can identify with. I was coming up. I had worked in the industry for maybe 27 years or so, faithfully, different. I mean, I think the only sector I did not work 100% was geriatrics. You name it, I was there, done it. If I didn't write about it, I spoke about it, or I actually worked it. Okay, so it's like, I tell you, I love what I do. But so here we go. I'm coming across now the empty nest, and I didn't want to be in denial about it. I know this was going to be a big adjustment because I'm used to having noise in the house. Even though we say, I can't wait for you to leave. Well, guess what? We're packing up the stuff now. We're driving you to college now. I'm coming home back to the house and a dog. That's it, because you left the dog. Okay. And then he died 5 years later. So wow. I was really left with total empty nest. And I said, okay, I had to go back now to the basics and say, why did you start working for other people? Because you got 5 licenses. You could have been in business a long time ago. Why are you? I had to really do that to myself. And I realized it was fear. I was afraid to take the chance because, come on, I got mortgage. I got car note. I have to have insurance if the child gets sick. I got, I don't want to be calling. How can I be a therapist and I'm on the Channel 5 News as a negligent parent? So, the fear kept me working for other people. And I was unhappy with it because I kept saying, I felt that we could do more, but they were all, it was about billing. Okay, can't do this. No, we're not getting paid for that. Oh, did you code it this way? Oh, we come back the next day. Oh, you made an error, and then the documentation, yeah. So it was a good training ground to teach me to be disciplined, to be consistent, and stick to a routine. Because if you don't, you won't make it, right? But the emptiness made me wake up, and I took the leap. And I'm so glad, 12 years later, I am so glad I did. Do you know the first year I realized I never really saw the trees and the sun at maybe say 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because I was always inside a building and I didn't have a window. And the first year when I actually looked out a window and could see the sky and could step outside and breathe air, I was like, wow, I'm missing out on life. So wow. I hope that was helpful.
It is, because I used to work in mental health as a community support worker, and you're in a building all day. You're seeing clients. You're not seeing outside unless you're going to see clients at their homes. And it was just, for billing, it was like if you didn't do your billing, you didn't get paid.
That's right.
So,
and a 25-cent raise after slaving all 52 weeks out of the year. I thought that was a slap in the face. I mean, it's like, you couldn't even give me $1? Even $1? All the money I made for you? Not even $1? 25 cents. Talk about, oh, you could barely spare that. Yeah. After a while, you have to start valuing your own self-worth, and it takes a toll sometime on some of us, because we're like, I know I'm doing a good job. I know that. You can tell when you are. When clients that don't normally engage in treatment don't mind coming and will wait in the waiting room for you. To me, that says something. That tells you yourself you have a connection with people. And we try to believe that we're helping, okay? But to have management tell you only worth a 25 cents, girl, after taxes, that was like maybe 10 cents.
Yeah.
Okay? That's a slap in the face. So all those kind of things, kind of help me finally, and then my faith. I did a lot of praying. I mean, I hem and hodge. I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I really, really did. I was just that scared. And then I heard a message, and I still act like I didn't hear nothing, you know. And I was doing my morning devotion, and I heard it clearly then. I really, there was no one around, no TV, nothing. I couldn't blame it on anything unless I was going cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. And the Lord said, when are you going to trust me? There's no answer to that. It's gone right now. Right now. I'm going to do it right now. Typed up the resignation letter, and that's it been ever since. And so I understand when people say they're scared, or they come with a lot of different, they may not say the word scared. They come with unrealistic excuses. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you start to realize, I think they are apprehensive because, the unknown, it's the unknown. And not everyone has good resources or family they can fall back on. So, you take a calculated risk. But if you're other faith-based community, we don't get that luxury. We believe that we call God, if you call it God or Allah or, Yahweh, is the supreme and says that it will supply all our needs. So there goes the faith. Now you got to step out on the faith and trust that, your higher power is going to keep his end of the bargain. And 12 years later, I can say, really, it really did work. Yeah. It really, really did work. Yeah. Because when people come to me, I always ask, how did you find me? And sometimes you hear, well, there was a list, and I just felt something telling me just to try you. But after today's talk, I get this too. I'm still going to go back to the list. Right. And then they would come back the next week and say, everyone said they had no openings. I said, oh, so you and I were meant to be together. So let's get started. And so I have to look at that because I didn't have any control or power to do that. So it has to be, right, that my Lord is looking, honoring his word. How's that? Yes. And it builds my faith even stronger.
And I can relate because COVID definitely changed my life. In 2020, I got COVID. They were trying to force me to come back to work after the 2 weeks. And I was like, no, I'm not coming back. So I quit. And God has had me ever since I started my podcast. I really started health coaching and working with clients and personal training. And it was that trust factor of walking on faith and trusting God's word of what he said he would supply for me. That's so, right. It's kind of, because I talk to different people and I listen to them and I can hear the fear in their voice of, well, I can't leave my job because then how am I going to bring in money? Okay, well, you're telling me you love doing X, Y, and Z. How about you pour your energy in X, Y, and Z because God has given you this talent? Why not?
All right. There you go. There you go. We got room we're hiring new people if you want to come on board. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, and that's the message though. No, but that's really the message for the faith-based community. Yeah. It's not that they don't love the Lord, but they also want to make the best decision. Okay.
Right.
And and it's true. The people that are whispering in your ear, if they don't have exponential faith, they'll talk you right out of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, just right out of it. And then you'll see somebody else not going and doing it. And you say, I should have. So the dreams that were deferred, I'm still here to say, you still have time to put it into action because the Lord is still in the working business. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's not too late. It's not too late.
Yes. So the population that you serve, who's your population? Is it men, women, both, teens, youth, all?
Currently, we service from 6 years old and up. And the reason why we had to fine tune it when we no longer had the office so that we can do play therapy for the younger kids and stuff like that, the sandbox and all that. I had to cut it to 6 years old because now they are going to kindergarten. They can have some speech, more articulate, and so up. So depending on where the referral is coming from, what the circumstances are, sometimes when we get children, it's usually something parent is unhappy with. Adolescence now is usually the parents are noticing something in their child and they're gravely concerned because the adolescent years, especially in America, and it's coming now in the 7th and 8th graders that they think suicide is the best way out to solve a problem. We used to deal with that in college freshman year. Then it started the high school year, and we still ain't pay attention and do nothing. Now it's 7th and 8th graders. Now tell me, if you can't even work and bring home a paycheck, what kind of stress do you have that you think to check out totally is the best way to solve it? I have to look at where are they getting that messaging from, because they're getting it somewhere. You don't come up with that on your own, okay? And so, we look at that for the adolescents, and then we have the young adults, and then usually a parent too makes a referral for a young adult who maybe a lot of parents I'm getting. The children went to college, they graduated, and they're back home. They don't want to work, or they're not working to their full potential in something. Like you send your child to college and they major in biology. Now they can get any job in academics, okay, teaching biology, because that's one of those foundational courses. Or you can teach in a 2-year school biology if you have a bachelor's degree. You have a master's degree, then you can teach in a 4-year school. Okay, so they have opportunities, and they're not doing anything about it, or they're shut up in their room all day long. So sometimes the parents make referrals for them, or the young adults themselves is having a tough time transitioning to work environment, because our home is a protected place, and even if our home is chaotic, it's still not the same when you get into somebody's job. That job, they need to give us awards. Like that's a war. That is the unforeseen battlefield, because if you don't get it from staff, then you get it from management, or you get it from both. And depending on what kind of environment, the ologies. Now you can get sexism, okay, racism, okay, just people being jealous because you're there. Or you have everything. And I don't know if we really do a good job preparing our children for that, because we know it's so hurtful. I'd rather you experience it and come home and we talk about it. But it exists. But then when they're faced with it, they have a hard time with it. Okay? So there are different reasons why we get the young adults. Then I get, people from, say, 30 and up. Different things are going on in their life. So we get the gamut. We get a lot of domestic violence. COVID didn't do good with that. People realize, I don't like you. I love you, but I don't like you. And so we had a lot of that kind of went up on a spike. And then my young people, this technology, if we, the older generation, do not embrace this and really understand it, we're going to lose that whole millennium generation. I say from year 2000 straight up to present. We are going to lose them if we haven't lost them already. Okay, they are struggling in that environment, and all we know is the past. Oh yeah, okay. I'm not preaching. I'm not going to do that. You got to collect an offering. So, moving forward, whatever the issue is that you're coming with, and I ask the person, why are you here today? Or if you had a wish list, what is it that you would really like to address? To see, because I need to be on the same page with you to make this work. Okay. So we get from ages 6 and up, couples, single people, and we do have males on staff for the men.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we even designed a oh, thank you. Just remembered. Every first and third, yes, Thursday in the month, we have on Zoom. So you got to notify, get us so we can get you that link. Called Men of Valor, a men's group.
Okay.
And I got caught. I got caught because I don't know. I did forgot. I don't know. I must have had the mic on. And I started saying something like, I can't believe they really said that. They really think that. And they heard my voice. I got kicked off. Because I want to know what men think.
Oh, yeah.
Because it helps with the better communication. I think a lot of the relationship things that we get from counseling perspective, it's not that they don't love one another. They really, really do. You can tell. Okay. And it's not a forced thing. It's that communication. We think one way as women because we're women, we're girls. That's how we think. That's how we've been conditioned. But the men have not. And so when they do certain things, we might take it as, wow, he's kind of standoffish, or why he don't want to talk about it, or maybe he's cheating because he ain't saying that, whatever. You come home, you ain't giving me a kiss. You want to stay in the man cave for about a half an hour. Why? I've been waiting all day for you to get home to talk to you about your children, whatever. So, yeah, they do. But I guess I just have to ask the men and have them tell me. That's what I was told. I cannot eavesdrop on their group.
Yeah, I think what, a lot of women, also men, we don't understand that it's the family dynamics of what we've seen growing up. So if the male didn't have a father or a male role model to show him what affection looks like, what communication looks like, what taking care of your significant other looks like. Same for women, where, we don't know the role of being a girlfriend or a wife, and we're just going by sometimes television or, with friends or whatever. And we're like, oh, well, this is how it's supposed to be. There's no communication. We're sitting at the table, we're watching TV, we're on our devices, whatever, and there's no communication of how are you really doing? How was your day? How was your ride to work and from work, or what's going on with you? We don't have those conversations because most of us never seen what that looked like. So we're just operating blindly, trying with fillers of, okay, I think I'm doing it right. But we're not having that conversation of what can I offer you, or, what I need personally.
That's right. That's right. It's not talked about. And you see what you described? Perfect. And I'm going to share with you why. That's exactly what anyone born after 2000 to present is experiencing. Because here's this. They don't even write in cursive anymore.
No.
No one sends a letter. It has to be a bill or junk mail, because we text, we email, okay? And now we can do FaceTime, virtual platforms. So what's communication? What's that? What do you mean?
Right.
I'm here, right? And I hear, that kind of stuff. And so it's like almost like a lost art, because we don't have enough of the conversations, a lot of miscommunication. There's a lot of, we don't talk politics with our children. You don't have to force them to pick a party and stuff like that, but you should have healthy political conversations about government, because whatever government decides is what it will affect your household. So why aren't we having that conversation now? Oh, or how about when the other one is we don't have health conversations. Okay. Do you know how many people, and my family's guilty of this, they got some illness that they were told and they ain't tell nobody. They just, magical thinking is what I call it. It's going to go away. But you're not taking no medicine for it. You're not doing no exercising for it. You sure enough ain't changing your diet. I would have noticed, okay, for it. So how is it going to go away? I don't even hear an extra prayer or two to say, you think you're going to pray it away. Okay. And then it gets to the point where it has exacerbated in your system, and now they can't do anything. And now you die. And they never think about how devastating that is for the family members to find out that you knew all along and you never talked about it. You know, somebody could have went with you to the doctor's appointment, or if you were afraid to go to physical therapy, somebody in the family would have maybe wanted to do that with you, but you didn't afford them that opportunity to show you how much they cared about you. You just thought of yourself, right. You see, and how that then the whole family now is traumatized from the guilt. One, why they didn't pick. Here we go. How come I didn't see that? It was right there. I knew she was losing weight. I asked her about it. She just said, oh, you know, I can't, I'm so happy to fit my clothes. So I believed it. You know, she wasn't eating. Oh, she said, I don't know what it was. And just that my taste, but not today. You know, maybe tomorrow I'll try. You know, so you might see it and then you inquire, but they still mislead you. You know, how about this? You know, the faith-based community, now I'm going to get them. The faith-based community is known for, at least at the beginning of the year, sometime within, if it's not in January, they definitely do it now, getting ready for Easter, to do a fast, right? And we say, well, all the properties are by it. So guess what? They take away, I swear they probably leave you with just air, okay? You know, like no sugar, no coffee, no caffeine,
no meat.
There you go. No meat. Not, I said, what about tuna fish? No. Purely, I had to go to Daniel's to read. What is this thing they call lentils? Okay. You know, purely. And I had to see, but you know, here was the good thing. It caused me to collaborate with the Seventh-day Adventist people. You know why? They are good vegetarians and they know how to cook that stuff. You would swear you're eating meat. So guess what? I learned how to cook in a much more healthier way because I was willing to take the challenge of the fast. But I have church folks say they won't do the fast. So their diet will never change. So their palate will never expand to eat healthier foods for them. As our body ages, the way we used to eat things, like I can't eat macaroni and cheese like that no more. I can have a little bit, but I can't have a plate full like back in the day. Why? I'm not that active like that. My metabolism has slowed down. So I don't have to not eat it at all, but I just got to do things in moderation. Okay, but we don't talk about health. We don't change the way we cook. And you know, and here's the famous line. Well, if grandma ate it the whole life and she lived to 92, who am I to change?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Grandma had
or the infamous, we all gonna die of something.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so yes, and we don't try to embrace other things. Like I know rice cakes ain't my friend. I tried it. It really do taste like styrofoam. Okay, you really got to put something on that bad boy. You just can't chew it like that, like they do on the TV. It tastes like literally save your money and just go get your styrofoam cup. It will just don't swallow. Okay, don't swallow, just chew. It's gonna give you the same effect. But I tried it. You know, and you know, back in the day when they used to invite you to all of these, but we used to have drug reps that would host certain functions to get, you know, the clinical staff to come on and, you know, and so this is when I was able to try some things that I know I wasn't gonna pay my money for, just in case I don't like it. But then I realized, like, what was it? Oh wow, it's brown. It's not tofu. Oh, I tried tofu at one of those events. Hummus. God, I didn't know hummus. I didn't know it was nice. I learned how to make it. It was so nice that I learned how to make it because it's healthy. It's just chickpeas. Did you know that?
Yes. Yeah.
It was just
I love hummus. Yeah.
And then I got into flavors. Oh, you can't tell me nothing now. I spread some hummus on a slice of toast, Ezekiel bread. There you go, no flour. And I spread it on it. And guess what? That's a healthy meal. And it fools me and I can keep going and have energy. So, you know, it's about us really as a culture and a people. Let's not talk about culture. Culture is a big thing for people on a whole.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the entrapments that we face, that we struggle with, is because of our culture. Yeah, you know, we can't do without it. So you just have to learn to make it work for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I agree 100%. And definitely, we don't communicate about health, or either we're not going to the doctor, as you said, till we get to that final stage in severe pain or severe weight loss or whatever the case is definitely something that needs to be improved. My question to you, when individuals come in for transitional coaching or therapy or whatever it may be, and they're kind of hesitant, what steps do you take to help them open up to you?
Well, I do the non-invasive one. I'll ask something like, okay, if you had a wish list, I don't care what it is, what would it be? Let's not talk about why you're here. Let's talk about just you. If you really had a wish list, and since I don't know you, I won't tell you, oh, that's, girl, you crazy. We're our friends, but I say you cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, right? Yeah. I don't know. So now you have a blanket slate that you can run that idea by, just to really see if there's any validity to you. And so I hear that, because like I said, you know, I can do a sermon on tissue. So therefore, I'll know. We just are trained to listen for certain things. Or we can just ask about current events. What do you like about it? Fashion, food, travel, books, lectures, church service, church attire, a little different from regular fashion, okay? You name it, we can have a conversation. Love it all. How about footwear? I had to get rid of certain inches of heels when I hit the 5-0, okay? I just, again, because I realized if I break anything now, it's take a lot longer to heal, okay? And then I'm sorry, I'm vain. I am not walking with no cane right now, okay? So I'll lower the heel. How's that? But then I still want the cute shoes. So, you know, as women, you know, we can find something that we can talk and connect with, even if, what's your favorite dish? I love food, you know? I really enjoy like watching, I've done the fine cuisine channels, and then I've done, you know, like the everyday cooking, you know, because like, how many ways can you cook? Beef or chicken or fish. These are the staples. I don't do pork, okay? But still, how many ways can you cook it? So then I realized certain things. Oh, it's in the sauces. It's the same meat. It's the sauces. So that took me down a whole, that opened up avenue. So I find things that they just, how about your job? Everybody wants to talk about their job. Yeah. Okay. And that kind of helps them to see how I respond, create that dialogue. You know, I do ask, just give me a chance now before you write me off. Okay, just give me a chance. And if it's not working, it's fine. At the end, before the session is over, I always ask, is there anything I could have done differently with this for you today? Or if you're coming back, what would you like me to look into for next week? Okay, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's your session. Right. It's about you. See, and that's what we call individualized. I'm not taking a cookie cutter. I got a bunch of stuff. So it's like, from all of that, what is it for you? Okay. Because deep down, we struggle with us, you know, how much does anybody really see me? Just me. Like, do you just see me as a lady with the red hair who likes to have fun and a good dialogue? Or do you just see me as Dr. Wilson? So that means now I can never cut up because I got to be professional because I'm Dr. Wilson. Yes. But if you just see me as Sweets, hey, what's up? You know, did you see that show? I'm sorry. They should have just locked her in the closet and closed the door. You know, I can say that then because I'm just being sweet. But as a professional, I can't advocate for violence. Most people would Take you to hell with that. Okay, there you go.
That's true. And that's, the different hats that you wear, the professional side, your personal side. You're not going to bring your personal side into your professional side. So that's definitely understandable. Because it is a lot of people, like I said, I worked in mental health where some of the employees were messing with the clients on a romantic, sexual, that should have never been the case.
That's right.
So at that point, you are, saying, okay, well, this is the situation. No, you're supposed to be there to support and help them, not sexually, but in a professional manner.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So, office conduct. Again, though, so boundary settings is key. And some of that you really do learn at home about boundaries. I've witnessed or been in situations where I am talking to the parents and the child is interjecting. So I stop because I'm thinking it's an emergency so that the child can talk to the parent. They don't want nothing. It's just the attention is not on you. So that tells me you have not been taught to understand that this is a grown-up conversation and there are other adults in the house that you could get if you really need something, okay? Boundaries, not understanding the boundaries, all right? But then it says something about parenting. So just that simple example, when that happens, the boundary settings is important, but we also have to remember that everyone is still human. And at the end of the day, I make the same boo-boos like everybody else. I just hope you don't see me. But if we all make the same thing, it's just learn from it though. Can you learn from it? And don't repeat it if it's something bad, Some boo-boos were good. If it wasn't taking the leap of faith to fast, I would never would have developed the discipline to actually do a diet plan, or really look at changing the way that I eat, you see, because my family was not supportive at all. If anything, they try to make it look like I was starving myself. And why am I doing this to myself? I was like, Ma, don't do that. It made me feel guilty. If I lose, I'm happy. I'm like, I finally lost 5 pounds. I still can't fit the dress yet. I'm still one size bigger. And here, Mom, oh, your outfit look like it's falling off of you. Ma, stop. It's not. I'm not there at that desired weight yet, And so, no, you have to really, really want it. Like I see behind you, you have health and nutritional coach. So I know you must know how people eat.
Oh, yeah.
And they won't give it up. But then again, in all fairness now, yes, we're to exercise discipline and set boundaries. But on a whole, when you go into the store, the cheap stuff is the stuff that tastes real good. And some people, that's all that they can afford, but it's unhealthy.
Right.
For me, to get the organic grapes, because I love grapes, at the price of grapes, if I get the organic grapes versus the other grapes, I can't share. I ain't sharing. I'm sorry. If I'm gonna pay $5.29 for some grapes, I'm gonna eat them grapes. I'm just joking. But because that's what people are battling with. Right. Do I get that or this? Right? And then if it's between eating healthy, you don't make the healthy food affordable. Okay. If you made the healthy food affordable and the junk food more higher in price, then I would think twice about cheating, because I can get the healthy food like an apple for if I want something sweet, or an orange, or the different kinds of apples, you know what I'm saying, and pears and peaches and stuff like that. I would be forced to eat that because it's cheaper. And my taste bud will develop for it. So when I have that craving, it won't be for junk food because I no longer have that taste bud. I will crave what I've been feeding myself, which is the healthy foods. I also noticed that has happened. And so this is something, like I said, you know, as a culture though, how many vegan places do we support? Okay.
Yeah. And I know for this area, I'm in Maryland, most of the vegan restaurants are in Baltimore, and Baltimore can be like 45 minutes, close to an hour. So for someone that doesn't have transportation, they can't drive to Baltimore for that. I know Virginia has some. So the thing of it is, it's not readily available, or either a person lives in a food desert and they don't, you know, they just have the little corner store that they can go and get stuff from, or they have the Asian place that's selling Asian food and chicken wings, and you know, that's like, oh, okay, well, that's readily available, I can get that, or a slice of pizza, and there's no real healthy options.
You know, I literally brought a, what do you call it, a cauliflower pizza, okay? And it had cheese and it had peppers on it, right? No meat. I fixed it up and brought it over to a colleague's house who I'm trying to, you know, show you, if you taste it and you like it and you don't know that it's not regular pizza made out of flour. Could you then start with that as far as an introduction? The minute they heard it was cauliflower, they wouldn't even taste it.
Because that mindset is already saying,
and it looks just like a thin crust. Yeah. It looks just like a thin crust. Like, really? That's how I know. I said, don't call me when you go into ICU. I'm not coming. Yeah, I had to go there because it's like, how could you? Come on. Yeah. I spent the money. I brought it over for you. You couldn't even just taste it. So it said a lot, right? They don't want to change.
Yeah, that mindset's like, oh, it's nasty, I'm not tasting it. So
right. But that's okay, because you know, I'm a little, listen, this is I last year, it's been I think it took me 2 years now. I actually, here we go again, another conversation with myself, sweets. Now you're gonna keep talking about this, or you're gonna do something about it. The self-talk. And I was really hard on myself. And I realized, I said, you know what? I need to stop talking about how I'm going to lose the weight and do something about losing the weight. And for the first time in history, I waited though for the special, got the gym membership. And then I had somebody show me what each one of these things do. And they have it so now that you can just have a QR code, just put it up there. It has little videos of everything, how to use the machine. So there's no reason. They have low impact. They have medium. They have all levels there. Okay, so there's no reason why somebody should not at least try. Okay, if you don't want to walk. Okay, maybe your environment is not safe to walk, or the time of night that you get home, you know, you don't feel comfortable walking by yourself. The gym is good because it has all those things. And it's just about taking care of oneself. But I had to take action because, you know, anyway, what I'm saying is it took me about 2 years to lose, I think it was like 90 pounds. Because, yeah, listen, I had all these clothes, gorgeous clothes, and I couldn't fit them. And I refused to go up and keep buying a whole wardrobe, because then I'll never go back. Sure. And I spent good money in them something. So I gotta do something, either give it away and cry, or lose the weight and create a whole new wardrobe. But then what happened, because I was getting ready to do that, give it away and create, because I was lazy, didn't want to do the work. My knees started to hurt me. And it was because my body couldn't carry that extra weight. And I told you, I'm not doing the cane yet. I'm not ready for that, right? I said, okay, now I got to do something. See, so how many times does our body tell us to change? Okay? Because I mean, I'm being honest, I wasn't ready. I didn't want to do it, you know, but my body told me, you better. If not, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to cause you some pain. You got to go down the step one at a time like a 2-year-old. Or when you can't get up, don't you go down, you can't get up. Okay? or you walking and your knee start hurting so bad you have to stop and rub your knee. You know what? I'm not having that today. No. So I called on my Seventh-day Adventist people to help me, teach me like how to buy the stuff, where do I get it, how to prepare it. Great collaboration. And we would talk church. We would talk Bible, theology, what they believe versus what I believe. And, we got the difference. You do the Sabbath, I do the Sunday. The Bible didn't say I was going to hell. So, hey, okay. I keep saying to them, I'll see you in glory. Don't worry. I'm going to see you in glory now. And so that was good. And then I came home and practiced it. And then I discovered this thing they call YouTube, where I can see it. I can watch it on how to make it, listen, I told you, if we don't learn this technology and all that it has available, you don't have to be a part of it, but you need to invest in understanding the capabilities of what it has and what it can do. Again, that's how we're losing our young people, because that's all they do. They hold it like a pacifier. It goes everywhere with them. Everywhere. Okay? And if they forget to plug it in, to charge up overnight, talk about a meltdown. Okay? Yes. That's the new reality. That's our new reality. Okay? And, and so I help them with that, look at, can we do them in stages? What is it about whatever is on that device that you can't get anywhere else? That's the question that I ask.
So is there anything coming up for you or business-wise or?
Yeah, well, we do have some openings in our transformational coaching program, in the mentorship program. That helps you develop strategic leadership, and the entrepreneurship development program. And as stated before, we actually help you, if you don't have it, get the actual product onto the store shelf. So we have that. And then the traditional, if you just want counseling, we are available for that. Is this where I give out my contact info?
Yes.
Okay. So I can be reached at 860-469-2184. The email address is Dr. Wilson, DrWilson @IMEministries.com. And that's spelled IMEMINISTRIES.com.
Okay. And is there a website that they can go to as well?
Yes.
Or social media?
www.IMEministries.com.
Okay. And
That's
can
the
they find
website.
you on social media, any social media platforms?
I'm working on that.
Okay.
I'm looking for a young person to come. I'll pay you. I ain't looking for no favors. And you're not getting no free sessions because it's a business. I want young people because they know all the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I was still talking one of those apps. They said, no, we don't use that no more, Auntie. We now on Instagram. I said, and I love TikTok. But just to watch, to see it's quite entertaining. But anyway, no, I'm not on social media yet. But if you contact me and you're able to, design, get me on that kind of stuff, we can talk about that, and I'd be happy to set up a contract and hire you, and to help me in that navigation of technology.
So you can find her on her website. If you're a social media person, she is looking to hire social media as well as services that's offering. There's openings, so please reach out to her if you need any type of assistance. She has so many large levels of opportunities. So I thank you again, Dr. Wilson Williams. This was very good. And I thank you for explaining the difference, because a lot of people don't know. And when they hear faith-based, they're like, oh no, it's gonna be holier than thou. I'm not going. So thank you for breaking that down. And I would like to have you on again in the near future to kind of talk about what's new and what's going on with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
You as well. Until next time, this is LaJune Singleton with LaJune Singleton LLC, Fitness, Health, Nutrition, and Wellness Podcast. And again, I appreciate you. So until next time, thank you guys.
Okay, bye.